In the heart of Hong Kong's Aberdeen Harbor, there lies a floating colossus, an embodiment of dreams and a monument to culinary artistry. This is the Jumbo Floating Restaurant, once the crown jewel of the harbor, a regal dragon perched upon the water. Casino magnate Stanley Ho had a vision for the Jumbo Floating Restaurant. It wasn't going to be just a dining spot, but a palace upon the waves. Inaugurated in 1976, it was a grand affair that promised to merge tradition with extravagance, a floating emblem of Hong Kong's dynamic identity. Against the backdrop of a rapidly modernizing cityscape, the Jumbo represented a bridge between eras, a harmonious blend of classical Chinese themes and the forward thrust of Hong Kong's cosmopolitan spirit. Its architecture was a tribute to the majesty of ancient Chinese palaces. Yet its essence was firmly planted in the present. Step inside, and you are transported through time. Intricate teakwood carvings line the walls, alongside paintings that tell the tales of dynasties past. Dragons coil around pillars, a symbol of strength and prosperity, while phoenixes soar, embodying harmony and balance. The Jumbo was more than a restaurant. It was a stage for the theater of dining, where the meal was a performance and each course was an act. Dignitaries, celebrities, and the elite of society gathered under its ornate roofs. The restaurant buzzed with the energy of deals being made, friendships forged, and the clinking of glasses toasting success. At the height of its splendor, the Jumbo Floating Restaurant stood as an emblem of Hong Kong's allure, drawing in throngs of international tourists eager to experience its charm. Beyond its culinary fame, the floating marvel became a favorite backdrop for the silver screen, notably serving as a filming location for the iconic James Bond series and other cinematic ventures. But the vessel that once navigated the waters of success with such grace now faced the tides of challenge. Hong Kong's landscape, both cultural and political, was shifting, and the Jumbo, an emblem of a certain time and sentiment, found itself adrift in these new currents. As Hong Kong grappled with its identity amidst change, the Jumbo Floating Restaurant, with its opulent halls and rich history, faced its own reckoning. Would it remain a sanctuary of tradition in a city racing towards the future, or become a relic of the past?
Jumbo is more than a dining establishment. It is a floating emblem of extravagance and a beacon of Hong Kong's cosmopolitan spirit. Jumbo's imperial-style facade and opulent interior, which can seat an astounding 2,300 patrons, did not merely push the envelope. It redefined fine dining on an international stage, a palatial wonder amongst junks and sampans.
At the zenith of its popularity, Jumbo was the scene of excess, a place where the world's elite came to dine and be seen, as if every meal was a celebration, every table a stage for the high drama of Hong Kong's high society. Its allure stretched beyond Hong Kong shores, embraced by filmmakers, immortalized in scenes that would become part of cinematic history, embedding the restaurant in the fabric of global popular culture. The international press was enamored, painting Hong Kong as a city of opulence, ambition, and dreams. But as the tides of time surged, so too did the challenges. This floating symbol of excess would come to grapple with the stark realities of a new era. But as the new millennium dawned, the palette of the world evolved. Hong Kong's food scene, ever the chameleon, transformed with it. Contemporary fusion cuisines and the allure of chic minimalist eateries began to outshine the grandeur of establishments like the Jumbo. The city's culinary identity was in flux, and the restaurant's once revolutionary concept was adrift in a sea of modern gastronomic innovation. In this digital age, a new breed of food enthusiasts emerged. For them, dining is a multi-dimensional experience, a combination of taste, presentation, and social media virality. The Jumbo, with its classic approach, found it arduous to navigate these waters, its grandiosity overshadowed by the pursuit of the novel and the now. The cost of keeping this grand vessel afloat was colossal. Each year, the relentless pressure to modernize and maintain its heritage was a battle against the crushing waves of economic reality. Externally, the economic climate of Hong Kong provided no respite. The city, once a magnet for tourists and a hub of unbridled consumption, faced its own trials.
Hong Kong is facing a major surge of cases and deaths as a failure to vaccinate enough of its vulnerable elderly population has left the country that city still gripped by the Omicron wave.
As the sun rises over Aberdeen Harbour, a silhouette that once cast a grand shadow over these waters is notably absent. The Jumbo Floating Restaurant, a bastion of Hong Kong's culinary scene, has closed its doors, leaving behind a legacy that stretches far beyond its moorings. For over 4 decades, the Jumbo was where traditions were honored and the future was toasted. It was a crossroads of culture, a floating stage where life's dramas and delights unfolded in equal measure. In its final days, the Jumbo hosted a quiet procession of guests seeking one last memory. Each step on the gangplank, a heavy-hearted beat in the symphony of goodbyes. The lanterns that had once burned bright were dimmed, signaling the end of an era. Time moves relentlessly forward, and the departure of the Jumbo marks the passage of yet another of Hong Kong's cultural titans. But the final act was one of unexpected tragedy. Amidst the turmoil of a global pandemic, the Jumbo was unmoored for the last time, towed by boats destined for an uncertain future. Nature's hand, heavy and unforgiving, cast a storm upon the vessel. It was a battle lost to the depths, as the Jumbo capsized and sank. Claimed by the very waters it had once rained upon. The Jumbo wasn't an eatery. It was a canvas for Hong Kong's story, a tale of resilience, of opulence, and the ever-present dance between tradition and innovation. And so, as the chapter of the Jumbo Floating Restaurant comes to a close, we look out over the waters where it once proudly stood and remember that in the ebb and flow of Hong Kong's vibrant tides, the spirit of what was will always inform the shape of what is to come.